All right, ready? Get it. Make sure you get the camera.
I know. So this one, I'm definitely not gonna say it's mine, but I'm just gonna say this is my favorite.
That's my go-to. You know, I will have a link in the
description. Secret.
Yeah. Yep. All right.
Or we're gonna have a link in the description box. Is that what you say?
Yeah. Okay. Let me just say that.
Okay.
Okay, Mom. Waste some time. All right, welcome back to the Epicurean
and the Herbalist.
We're so glad to have you back. We took a slight break because somebody had COVID.
Yeah.
The Herbalist. The irony of that. However, it did send me into a freak out storm. But we were prepared ahead of time. I think we've been preparing for this all season, since last year, actually, before COVID. We have been in a quarantine bubble since March 10th. So hearing that she got COVID, I was like, wait, what? How, where, when, why? I'm trying to retrace your steps. Like we have for real been in a bubble.
Yeah.
So it was a bit scary. I mean, for me, and I wasn't even going through it. We did get tested. We came out negative, and the herbalist was the one that had it. But I think it was probably to test her herb skills. I mean,
so that's her version.
That's my version.
So that's my daughter's version, and this is the mama's version. So yeah, I did test positive on January the 5th. Actually, I had just came from my daughter's house and it was with my grandbabies. We had a wonderful day. And that evening, all of a sudden, I just felt really sick and I couldn't put my fingers on it. I kept saying, you know, this is not normal with what I was feeling. That evening, it went from, I spiraled down having like just fever. I had a fever for a day and a half. And of course, I ran to my herbs and I thought, okay, this is gonna blow over. And it did. The day and a half, I took a leave for one day. That was the only medication that I took that was over the counter. But the thing about that is that it kept going into some different cycles that I realized. I said, I think I have the symptoms of COVID. I tested on Friday and the test results came back within 48 hours. It said I was positive for COVID. And I had to pull everything out because I was prepared for it, but I wasn't prepared because I really knew that
how could you be?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I had a handle. I hadn't really been around anyone. I couldn't trace anything. The only thing I could think of was maybe there was a couple of doctor's appointments that family members had and they were in and out, and I don't know. So, but I was the one that was given this evil hitchhiker, and I decided that I had to go full force. I dug in deep. I really tried to call on help a couple of times, several times, and you know, to my surprise, there wasn't any help. It was kind of scary because the thing is, I call it the evil hitchhiker, and I told my daughter because you're so isolated, you're not around anyone, you know, and my worst times were night times, and I don't know if anybody can identify with that, but at night, it just seems like everything closed in, and including anxiety. And so when it got to the point where I couldn't breathe that night, and I think that was night 11, that was the worst night for me. And my son and my daughter had hit me up with the doctor. What was that doctor? The doctor, teledoc.
Yeah, a teledoc. But I think more importantly, like, it's about energy, right? And I feel like when you're by yourself, like your mind plays with you, like you have so many things that go through, it's like you can't turn it off.
Right.
And so I think that contributes, like I'm big on energy, everybody knows that. And I think like that contributes to like you feeling unwell. Like if you play into it almost, I mean, obviously it's scary. I haven't went through it, so I would imagine that it is. But then you're like, I can't breathe and I have anxiety and all these things, like they compile on each other. And when you're by yourself, then I think that it just intensifies that. And I think for us, we were just like, you got to talk to somebody. Like, talk to us, call us in the middle of the night. Like, if you feel that way, you can't, I don't think you should feel alone in that, because I think that it plays off, that plays off of that. What were your staples as far as herbs are concerned?
Well, my first staple was prayer and meditation.
Yeah.
And that was a huge. Listening to good music, worship music, feeding myself spiritually, first of all, to know who I am and what I have been charged to do. That's something that I had to remind myself of, because even though my family was there, that was wonderful to talk to them, but at some point you have to get rest. Yeah. And of course, the evil hitchhiker decided to try to talk to me a little bit more. And so my go-tos, I mean, these are things that I did as a ritual. These are handcrafted tinctures. I have elderberry here.
And you make this. Like, she is like a mad scientist.
30 years of herbs. I mean, so I was prepared for a war, but I didn't think I had to actually fight it. So.
Right, but then I was thinking to myself, I'm like, well, what were we preparing all this stuff for if you're not to use it? And not to say we use it every day. Like, and I'll show you like our different types of herbs. Like, I make herbs cabinets. We have them on the blog to get further in depth to it. But we kind of have like a routine of herbs that we take every single day. But for the most part, your elderberry.
Elderberry was definitely something I took in the first phases of the COVID. I also use olive leaf, which is wonderful, and that's
by
good.
That.
Yes,
for sure.
And mullein, when the cough came in on me, this was a go-to. And I must say that these are tinctures that are alcohol-based, but if you're using them even with children, what I would do is reduce them down and then put a syrup or an agave with children that are under 2, over 2. You can use. This is the best. She has Manuka honey. This is wonderful.
And I give the kids that, like, they're on the same herbal regimen as, like, literally I just line up everything every day, and I'm like, everybody line up and take the medicine.
And it's wonderful.
Like, yeah. And then big on
I use turmeric.
Yeah.
That's a go-to inflammation. The ginger. And the ginger is wonderful too. You're gonna go through some nausea too, and this is wonderful, but this is awful. This is also good for inflammation, bacterial, and just for your respiratory as well. And my personal favorite is garlic. The allicin is in the garlic. Because when you get the pneumonia or you're having symptoms of that as part of COVID, you're getting all of that built up and that mucus, and that's something that you do not want in your body. It's also a blood thinner. A lot of these are blood thinners too. And so if you're taking medication, I want to tell anyone, always consult your doctor. Always. When you're dealing with
if you have a naturopathic doctor, if you have an herbalist doctor, if you're dealing with a traditional medicine doctor, listen, you're not going to be passing out on us. So go and consult your doctor about what you can and can't take. I think it's super important to know your body ahead of time. If you have low blood sugar, things that, counteract that or interfere with that. Hypertension. I mean, there's a list of things, so consult every healthcare provider, because I don't want y'all saying, hey, we told y'all to take that, and then
never take any herbs. Herbs are medicine. They're medicine.
And then you're like, but you told me that. But I also told you to do your research too, to see what you are tolerant of. We were raised on this stuff. My kids came out literally out of my vagina taking this stuff. So it's like
everything else.
They take it every day like it's just a normal part of their routine. So same there. What else you got over here?
Well, I have my favorite, and this tincture has been around for 30 years, hollow ground, the Helmus formula. This is my go-to no matter what. Wherever we are, the kids have it. It's at their house.
Yeah.
And I would say, for a beginner taking this, you might be a little bit scared because it's very, very hot, but for very good reasons. This is a go-to for everything. Inflammation, respiratory, blood purifier, antibiotic. It's a go-to for me for COVID or anything else.
I use it every day.
Because it's going to round you off. If you're using it for a child, again, I would recommend honey.
I just put a couple drops in there and juice up.
For anyone else, it's hot, but you can put it in your tea. I can take the tincture and I just hold it under my tongue for a few seconds, and then I'm fine. But this is my go-to no matter what, because at the base of all of these that I'm taking, basically those ingredients are included in this, and this is wonderful. So
I'll put the link to that in the description box, and on the website I'll have a link to get to that. Hollow Ground is a company, amazing. And so I can't say anything less than amazing. As far as staples, literally we have a slew of other herbs, but a slew of other herbs that we take every day. And
forget this wonderful.
Oh yeah. And so I make a immunity tea. It's just to keep like our immune system up and running. I literally make this tea sometimes twice a week, depending on if everybody in the household is drinking it, or I just make one big pot once a week. I literally make it from October until maybe February-ish or March. As my mom likes to say, my kids come out to play in March. But typically when I know like we're through the last bout of like flu season and cold weather, it is an onion tea, and I will have all of the ingredients on
and it's delicious
the website. But when people say onion tea, like they automatically think that it's gross, but it's honestly really good. The kids drink it, we all drink it, and I think that it has helped us tremendously through this time, but even through before COVID, and it's just influenza time, or it's just like, you know, you're sniffly, it's cold outside, you don't really know, what to do. You need something warm to warm up your body. It's an amazing tea, and again, I'll list all the ingredients on our blog there.
And I need to say, I did test yesterday negative, so I got my results back yesterday, so I'm here today.
And I tested this morning.
She tested this morning.
Negative, so don't know what
so we're irresponsible. No, we're not.
There. And so the kids missed you. Let's get to that.
I miss my grandbabies, my nana babies. You miss me too?
For the kids.
Yes. That's why I made them cookies.
COVID, so we're just gonna jump into the next thing. COVID parenting has been crazy. Being in childcare and educators for, you raise kids. And I'm like, kids, maybe they're kids. I'm like right behind you, but I'm not that much there. But however, it's different when you have your kids 24/7. I'm like a lunatic that's like smiling on the outside, but on the inside I'm screaming. It has been crazy of just trying to keep them engaged, keep them not bored, switching up different things all the time. It's been quite an experience.
I'm sure there's lots of mothers and grandmothers that agree, because even the grandmothers, even though I've been in the childcare industry and caring for children almost 4 decades, this is so different because we're so limited on who you can be around, where you can go, how can you do it. I feel for every parent, not just mothers but fathers, because this is something new for all of us, and we all have to learn. We were forced to learn at the same time. There's so much.
So little kit activities that we've come up with, a lot of kits, plaster kits, fairy kits, fairy garden kits, which are great. That was fun.
Herbal kits.
I make her do all the kids.
I love the kids. She doesn't make me. So she likes to, I told you about being in charge. This is her.
Well, I say that to say, because we get them and then they're like screaming all week, like, can we do the kit? Can we do it? I'm like, no, you want to save it for Nana. It's going to be so much fun.
We did the kit today.
And I'm just excited about that. What else? Reading time, story time.
Definitely one of my favorites.
Her favorite. Books have been written, coming soon. Adventures of Low on the Go. We're gonna keep you guys on your feet. That is exciting, and the kids love to see like their likeness in there. So that's a good thing. What else have we been doing? Playtime, new sports, softball. The kids have workout regimens, yoga. Keeping your kids engaged. Listen, and I'm a big, it's like organized chaos here in this house. I'm very big on schedules, and they get on me all the time about the schedule, but they're like running crazy like all day long. but it's like combined crazy, if I can explain that. So literally by 4 o'clock, their day is on the wind down. So bath time.
No, they're actually in the tub at 4 o'clock.
They have to take a bath every day at 4 o'clock. And then I prepare dinner at 5. And then at 6, we eat. And then 6:37-ish, it's wind down. So it's either something, and I really got this from her and it helped me a lot, like something quiet. So I typically do like coloring or reading a story or them telling me a story, puzzles, things that like calm them down. And then listen, I am a new age mom. They're gonna get some screen time. So they typically get on their iPads for like the last 30 minutes. And then my kids are asleep at 8 o'clock. I don't want to see a kid's head bopping, popping at all in the house.
And I would like to add to that, when you have children and being in the industry this long, I would tell you, always use your morning time for the exercising, to get out and get the fresh air, basketball court. Nature walks don't cost anything. You're by yourself in your neighborhood. I don't care where you're living at. There's something to point out in nature. I'm a green person, everybody knows that. So there's flowers, there's plants. You can talk about what the leaves look like, or are they alive because they're crispy? What is happens in the cycles? There's so much. You can literally make a curriculum out of just looking at the clouds.
The kids, like, they spill spaghetti. They played with spaghetti noodles.
Oh yeah, that was so wonderful.
Like literally.
Yeah. Fascinated.
I was like, you gotta be kidding me. All these toys and spaghetti. That works. I mean, it does. If you keep it simple, I've noticed that the toys, they're like, but the simple things
they enjoy,
they love, and it keeps them entertained. It's the craziest thing. So I'm proud of that. I'm also happy you're back because they eat better with her. It's crazy.
Nana brings her own food. Her food is wonderful, but
I'm an amazing cook.
She is, truly.
However, my kids have me on, it's like literally, I'm on Groundhog's Day of chicken nuggets, pasta and chicken nuggets, and pasta and chicken nuggets. I every day I'm like, don't you want something else, please, for me? And then she comes along and she's like, well, she had a kale salad with raw almonds and a side of kombucha. Yeah. I literally don't get it, but I'm happy that they're back, and I'm happy you're back.
I'm happy to be back. I missed you.
Oh, yeah. Now, in honor of you being back, because I'm about the fun and the surprises, I have a surprise for you.
What surprise could you use, please? I don't need surprises. I need you.
It's gonna be so fun.
Uh-oh, I'm scared.
Hold on, drum roll, please. So, in COVID, we always talk about all the things that we wish we could have done because we're so scared. And we're like, oh my gosh. It's like when you're at the end and you're seeing the light, you're like, I wish I would have did this. So, knowing one of your wishes that you always have talked about but never have done, we're gonna do today.
Oh my goodness. I'm scared.
Okay. You can't say no because you're on camera.
Great.
We're going to pierce your nose.
No!
Oh, yes.
You know what? We're going to take a short break.
Oh, no, we're not. We're going to keep going.
Oh, no.
This is
my goodness. You cannot do this.
Oh, yeah.
This is pain.
Oh, no. No, it's not.
I did talk about doing this, but I wasn't really serious.
Oh, yes,
do I get to do you?
No, I never asked for that. Oh, yes, you know we're going to stick your nose right here.
Do you see the needle?
Yeah, it's pre-done.
Show them this needle. This is
how they do. Yeah.
That is not going in my nose.
Yes, it is. It's literally, you're just gonna boop. It's.
I might be still having COVID or something. I need to check again.
That's why we check.
Oh my goodness.
It's happening, sister. So what side do you want it on?
I don't have a side.
Do you want me to
faint, I think.
Do you want me to pick?
I'm like the kids. I don't feel good right now.
You feel great. Let me look at your face.
Can I lay down for a minute?
No.
I think we need to take a break. I don't like this side.
Okay, you want this side?
I really don't like that one either. I think I need my grandbaby. Journey's calling me. Harlow's calling me.
Listen, sister, we're gonna do this, okay?
All right, wait, let me be big and brave, because you know what? We're on the camera.
So yeah.
I did ask for it, but I really
did ask for it.
But I really want it on the side, way back.
I'm gonna get in there.
Are you really sure?
I mean, we're gonna figure it out.
Did we let someone do this when they're saying we're gonna figure this out in pain?
No, we are.
Are you skilled?
Yeah, I think I am.
You have a license for this?
Yeah, literally. It's a one thing. You just boop. Let's go, sister. Come on.
What happens after that? Is
Nothing
there
is
something
done.
that goes in there?
No.
Okay. Okay, so here we go. It's preloaded. I'm ready. Let's do this.
Do the fun. Okay.
All the way to the back.
I got it. See?
I'm gonna scream.
No, you're not. Tell me when you're ready. 1, 2. It's there.
Are you serious?
Ta-da!
I'm gonna
Look
cry,
at that.
and I don't think I'm gonna show you this eye because there's tears in that eye.
No, it's not. It looks so cute. Look at it.
Oh, you think I'm sexy? Oh, just kidding. Okay, I did say this. You know, I've been making these promises all in 2020.
That you're gonna do it.
Well, thank you.
And I made you do it.
Now, if anything happens, we know who to.
Coming to a
Are we done?
City near you. Piercing by Asia. Toodaloo.
I don't know how I let her do this, but I think we're done. Are we done?
We'll see you guys next time.
Next time.